Not just Jack Duncan entering the Zoom right now here as we're back on Wingin It, but make no mistake about it, it's been a couple months. Good music is back.
Yes.
CLB. Any thoughts on Drake's new album? He didn't go neck to neck, kind of did in the same week with Donda, but I'm seeing a lot of praise for CLB.
I actually really like Drake's album, Certified Lover Boy. It has like at least 6 songs. I've got to listen to it more, but I definitely really like 5 or 6 songs. It's getting a lot of hate though on Twitter, and I don't know if that's just because it's Drake. People on Twitter for some reason play the game that you have to choose between Donda and Drake's album. You can't be both a Kanye fan and a Drake fan. You have to choose one or the other. And I don't get that.
Or the people that just hate on Drake because he's popular. Come on, we all know his music bangs. Like,
yeah, that Way Too Sexy song is my jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really listen to it, but that's like the only song I've like heard people talking about.
That chorus, it took me a while, but that bangs so hard. And then Kawhi Leonard is just dancing awkwardly
in the music video. Yeah.
I listened to Certified Lover Boy at first, and I was like, I was disappointed because I thought it was so hype. But now I there's 4 songs that I could listen to. Lil Wayne's verse in that song with Rick Ross. Holy shit, he snapped. And this might be my favorite song. Girls Want Girls, just an absolute banger.
Is that the one with Lil Baby?
Yeah, with Lil Baby, great verse. You say you're a lesbian, girl, me too. Just a great line.
I saw a tweet that said Drake is now the most popular lesbian rapper.
Yeah. There you go.
Was Donda good?
It's funny you say that, Austin, because it came out and I listened to a couple songs. I was like, wait a second, did I fucking click on the edited version? Like, that's the biggest neck ever on Spotify when you accidentally click on the edited version, the non-explicit one. But correct me if I'm wrong. Donda came out non-explicit.
Correct. Yeah, he doesn't have any like curse words on there, and like people like Andre 3000 were.
No, but he blocks them out too. Like it's like a radio hit. Like I hear
and like people like Andre 3000 were supposed to be on the album, but like I know he got completely taken off because his verse had too many like curse words.
And he was under the gun.
He was just saying like Kanye never told me to make a verse without any cuss words in it. Otherwise, I would have done it. So it's like how many other cool features could have been on there if he had just made it more clear? I don't want cussing.
Right.
Kanye's like Jesus Flats. He's like, Mr.
Did you see what Kanye texted? Those leaked texts that came out of like Kanye's engineer or producer or whatever. I guess someone like hacked someone's iCloud, and Kanye texted his producer, or was texting him, and was like, hey, it was like, early in the morning. He's like, hey, let's get to work. And then the producer responded like 2 hours later. He's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I overslept. Like I set my alarm for 7 a.m., but it didn't go off for some reason. I'm not trying to make excuses, but what do you need or something like that. And Kanye just responds. He's like, don't text me. Go find God. You're fired.
Do you think those were real?
He goes, you're fired. Go find God.
Oh God.
Do you think those were real?
They could be altered.
So. Kanye's fucking weird, dude.
I saw something that could have. Sorry, also go ahead.
I was gonna say, is he gonna release the songs explicit?
That's my question, because I think he's getting crushed by CLB right now without the swear words. Austin, how is you kind of dipped your toe into Spotify late in the game, but you're still you're getting more into musical ear?
Yeah, I mean, it changed my life dramatically.
Yeah.
I usually just go for the Discover Weekly release radar. Are you in a draft, Jim?
That's fancy draft. Okay. I want some live play-by-play from that as well. Us as Wingin It will pick draft picks for you during the podcast.
Yeah, don't you have 2 drafts going right now?
The other one starts at 7. I don't know why I did that to myself, but this one I'm so bad at because it's where you have a budget. You have to draft.
I hate
Oh,
that shit.
fuck
Yeah,
that.
auction
What?
draft. Yeah,
I never heard
auction
of that.
draft. Yeah, it's just another wrinkle.
What position or what draft order you got?
I just drafted. So if I see my budget's probably fucked because I already took Pat and Saquon. So
There you go. Yeah, Jack's like bidding at an auction. Hey, 10-20 here, 10-20 here, 20,000 for Saquon.
But yeah, I listen to like the Spotify made playlists, party hits, all that shit. And I'll just like the songs I like. And I don't know
Bingo.
the names of any of them, the artists. I just know I like my songs. You know what I mean?
But yeah, the liked songs playlist is great. Like I just have Jesus Christ, it's been going back since I had it in college. Yeah, so Drake's got a great album right now. Lil Tecca has a great album out right now. One of my favorite new producer tags is Nick, you're stupid. Trippy Red's album is sick, which was like heard on FaceTime first. I'm going to play this off. Speaking of the ESPN sound, I'm going to see if I can play this. So I heard this on TikTok all the time. I didn't know it was a song. And then I listened to Trippy Red and I was like, holy shit, this song bangs. The best intro ever.
Yeah, I've heard that on TikTok. What's his album called?
It's called Trip at Night.
What's that song called? Like Hate the Raid, Miss the Raid?
Supercell, and he kind of raps all about Dragon Ball Z. It's epic. Yeah, there's like so Trippy Red's album's crazy. Lil Tecca's and Drake's. That's great. And yeah, I had to stop listening to Donda because I was like, I can't listen to this edited version. Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, it makes me mad as well.
Right. Okay, I've got a question for you guys. In an Uber, has there ever been something weird in an Uber that's happening? I'm sure that's a pretty generic question, but I was getting out of a perfectly fine Uber the other day and I just looked down and there's just Starbursts like in a cup holder. And I begged the question, are you taking candy from an Uber driver? And it was a little loosely wrapped, which alarmed me.
Oh, interesting.
What?
I've always kind of thought about that. Like when they have like treats and stuff in there, it's kind of just like,
Bro, that's got to be a red flag.
yeah.
Some of them have hella shit too. It's
I've
like-
been in one that had shooters before.
Okay,
That
that's
was
epic.
lit.
At least that's like closed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just individual Starbursts are just in this cup holder. I'm like, what is this for me? Where are you taking me?
Yeah, that's a little bit sketchy. I wouldn't be eating those.
Joey used the Uber and he would put shooters in the back seat.
That's a heady play by him.
Have you ever-
That's an easy 5 stars.
Right.
Have you guys ever been in a Panda Uber?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Are those only St. Louis though?
I don't know, but apparently there's like a squad of Ubers that roll around with like panda heads on the.
Yeah, like they have big ass like panda heads that they put in their like vans, and they've got like neon lights inside of them. And I know like for a fact there's a big group of them in St. Louis. I don't know how they meet. Maybe they just go on Facebook, some Facebook group for Panda Ubers.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know if they exist outside of St. Louis.
Dude, my question is, where are those? I keep seeing these. Maybe I saw like automatic Ubers almost, or it was just like automatic cars. Where are they popping up in California first? It's literally like the Westworld season 3 fucking
Yeah,
Like self-driving cars?
I think it's there in Arizona.
It's like shuttles. Yeah, it's weird. It's like futuristic shuttles.
That would sketch me out. Are they shuttles or are they self-driving cars?
Self-driving shuttles and or cars.
Yeah.
I mean, they self-drive.
They're testing them out.
Yeah, there's no one driving except a computer chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys
That would
understand
kinda
the computer chips shortage? Like this has to be alarming. Austin, this is crazy. It's not only just Tesla, but like companies like Volvo who are way behind trying to get into the EV game.
Yeah, my dad would not stop talking about it this weekend. He said that like 85% of all the chips come out of Taiwan. For some reason, COVID's like preventing them from like producing their chips. So like GM and these cars, they just have hundreds and thousands of cars sitting in the lot ready to go. They just need their chips.
Yeah.
and they're having to like shut down production. You know how many jobs are going to be lost because of this?
Is this just for car chips, or is this just computer chips in general?
I think it's more than just cars.
Yeah,
Cars
it's
is a
like
big deal.
basically chips are what we need now for not only our cell phones, but it's like somehow cars eliminate gas, put a chip in there. Yeah, so it's not just computers and our phones now. It's basically like, hey, we're turning our car into a phone.
Yeah, I think I read it's going to make the PS5 even harder to get than it already is because they have a shortage of it right now.
I'm gonna ask for it for my birthday.
Apparently, there's going to be electric toothbrush shortages because of it.
Wow.
Really?
Have you guys heard of Quip? Because we gotta get them on a spot. Yeah, I've been using Quip for like 2 years. They send you it's the perfect electronic toothbrush. I'm giving them an ad read right now. Perfect electronic toothbrush. It times 2 minutes. You know how you're supposed to, and it kind of vibrates every 30 seconds. So you're supposed to do every quadrant of your mouth. They reship like new brush heads, floss to you every 3 months, toothpaste.
They actually sponsor a lot of podcasts, don't they?
Yeah, promo code.
That's how I heard of them.
Yeah.
Are you guys full 2-minuters when you brush your teeth?
I am now. It literally improved my hygiene just because it was, I was like a mouse. Like there was just I was Pavlov's dog, and I was just trained to do 2 minutes later.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a timer when I brush my teeth, so I don't know if I am or not.
Someone told me once to sing "Happy Birthday" in your head, and that's like a good enough time.
Happy birthday one time in your head?
Twice.
No, that's for when you wash your hands.
Oh,
Wow, there's no way I'm meeting that.
That's not 2 minutes long. You sing happy birthday twice.
Dude, I went to the dentist this weekend, and this lady fucking attacked my mouth.
There's nothing worse than that.
Sometimes they just like scrape at you just because they had a bad day.
Exactly. It's because she's in a bad. You're looking up at her as your mouth's open. You're just bleeding. You're like, could you tone it back a little bit?
You're like
like trying to
my
talk to you.
gums, not my teeth.
Oh.
and people always talk about it, but it's so true. It's like, all right, I get you want to be nice, but like, why are you talking to me right now with my mouth wide open? Like how?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like trying to answer a question. Yeah, what'd you say? Yeah, great. Having a great day.
Sometimes they'll ask like elaborate questions too. You're like, all right, if you want the answer, you gotta get out of my mouth.
Yeah. It's like if you're gonna ask me something, it better be a yes or no question.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
jobs like I know Uber, you have like kind of the option. Like if you want to be chatty, you can be chatty. If you don't want to say shit, you cannot say a word. But like my haircut person is always just at least piping in 5 questions. And it's like, is this in your contract?
I don't. Well, haircut. I feel like it's just to not make it awkward.
Sure.
I typically talk with my hairdresser.
Yeah.
But I used to not to, and I prefer not to. Honestly, it's relaxing, but
it's kind of a nice break when you can't.
Speaking of,
I think it's kind of awkward to just sit there the whole time while they cut your hair and you don't say anything.
Well, it's just like
yeah,
now.
they're like, do you like it? And you're like,
yeah.
Like now down here, like getting in, like I was so used to my haircut lady in St. Louis. I've known her forever. I could talk to her. Now I feel like it's like a chore talking to the new person. Like, oh,
yeah.
so where are you from? Why
same questions.
Like she asked me the same. It's the second time I went to her and she asked the same questions before because we don't know each other. I'm like, come on. Like,
I just got this new girl. She's a foxy 21-year-old.
Wow.
So it's definitely a switch up from my 65-year-old 5 foot tall grandma.
Dude, the speaking of like the dentist asking you a question when your mouth clearly does not allow you to give an answer. If you get the hot towel now when they're shampooing your hair, you're almost getting waterboarded, and they're like, "Hey, how's that feel?" I'm like, great, thanks.
And they're like, "I'm gonna turn up the heat." You're like, "I'm on fire." Like,
yeah, right. How's that feel? Good God. Did you guys see the news? This might be into some tea. Did you see the news about John Mulaney? And do you know who John Mulaney is?
I do know who John Mulaney is, but I did not see it. So go ahead.
Oh my God. So John Mulaney is apparently one of the best comedians out there. And I know him. He plays one of the voices, the main voices in Big Mouth, which is hilarious. So that's where I know him from mostly, but he's incredible. He's like the best stand-up artist right now in the game. So he apparently is a raging alcoholic, goes to rehab, has a wife. comes out of rehab and says, hey, we're separated, we're getting divorced. 6 months later is dating Olivia Munn. Do you know who Olivia Munn is?
Yeah, she was married to Jason Sudeikis, right?
No, that's Olivia Wilde.
Oh, okay.
Olivia Munn, she was in The Newsroom. I'm trying to think what else. She was probably in something more famous. Yeah, that's Olivia Munn there on Austin Screen Visual Audience and John Mulaney. So it was like, wait a second. Wow. It's like, all right, he divorces his wife. All of a sudden he's up with Olivia Munn. And now he goes on Kimmel just to announce that they're having a baby 6 months after they met.
No way.
Yes.
Damn. They're not married yet, are they?
No. It was very bizarre.
Oh.
Yeah,
Damn.
he was like addicted to Adderall and stuff too. Like,
Right.
He went to rehab. My sister actually is a huge fan of his and went to this when he got out of rehab this last time. There's this like comedy club in New York where people like famous people will go to like test out material for like going on a big tour. And
Sure.
she saw John Mulaney, like he was just testing it out since he just got out of rehab, and like Jon Stewart opened for him and stuff. And the whole time he's just cracking jokes about rehab, and it sounded pretty funny.
Is it like the Laugh Factory, where it's like Trevor Wallace does stand-up comedy in addition to just like posting on social media? Austin, who's that chick you guys know she does like stand-up comedy now?
Bianca, we should get her on the pod.
Yeah, no, that
would be a
it's
good
cool
guest.
what she's
She'd be
doing.
a great guest.
Yeah.
I saw Andrew Klinkhammer just followed us on Instagram. I encourage you to do that if you haven't already. And that's another dude that's trying to make it an improv and a great, I mean, shit. Have you guys heard the news? My new guest booker, Brendan Duarte. So we are working on getting some more guests back to our old roots there we had for a little bit.
Andrew would be a great guest as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jack Rourke too.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Jack Rourke on again and see how he's doing.
We need to see how he's doing on his TV show of pranking interviewers.
Yeah, exactly. What was there was one that
podcast.
stuck with me. Oh, the mariachi band. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one.
Did he say he was just gonna pour milk on his head one of the
I
times?
think so.
Have you
Like-
seen that guy on TikTok that does this a little bit where he's
Yeah.
like he's like me drinking while doing an interview, but he's like it's so awkward. He's
done-
clearly interviewing for some shit job.
He's done so many at this point, and they're all so different. I'm like, dude, how are you keeping this up?
I know. That's creative. Last thing I had on music, did you see Future's been coming out like to his concerts to his own memes?
Yeah, with Hoodville.
Yeah, it's like
He partnered
it's
with-
him narrating his own memes like, don't rush into a relationship, be friends first to see if she's got hotter friends.
Amen.
Futurations. Dude, I think Super Jam was the one we went to. That was probably the coolest rap concert I had been to back in high school.
Didn't we go? It was like Migos and Future.
Lil Wayne was there.
Lil Wayne, yeah.
It was
Super
super
Jam
fun.
used to be lit.
I don't think I've ever been to a rap concert.
Really. Brendan and I went to Kendrick Lamar. Right, with
Kendrick
Steve
Lamar,
Aoki.
right after he dropped Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first half was Kendrick. The next half was Steve Aoki. That was lit.
Oh my god.
I saw Drake in 7th grade at the Fox Theater.
Wow, that's intimate.
And
Who'd you go with?
Tyga opened up for him. It was
Who'd you go with?
I went with Tyler Miller and my dad. And my
Wow.
dad was like the only 40-year-old dude just like sitting there.
Were you all
Your dad.
absolutely faded?
Your dad was in the mosh pit.
Yeah. But I looked whack in the picture there. I was trying to look tight in my Nike hoodie and stuff. And we'll have to get that pic.
Yes, we will. We've got another submission for best bottled water, and this comes courtesy of the U.S. Open Tennis Association, the official water bottle, their water sponsor, Evian.
Wait a minute, hold on. The tennis association hit us up?
No. The this is theirs. We haven't talked about Evian. I am going to the U.S. Open this weekend, the men's final, so I might hit them up. But have you had Evian?
I
Yeah.
don't think I have.
From the French Alps.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of like a foreign water.
I don't think I've ever had it, but I've seen it.
it's pretty gas.
Yeah, it's fire. The first time I ever wanted, if you ever seen The Parent Trap, it's what they drink in the rich girlfriend in The Parent Trap, the dad's girlfriend drinks it. That's the first time I ever saw it.
What the fuck do you remember that?
This is off topic too, but did we already talk about the Addison Rae movie? Which I didn't realize was a remake of what was it? She's All That versus He's All That.
I think so.
Did you guys
But
enjoy
a lot
it?
of
I know,
people-
Austin, didn't you watch it twice?
Yeah, but I didn't really watch it through either time.
I watched it through, and I didn't think the scripting was very cheesy. I didn't think Addison Rae was a bad actor, though. I think if the
Okay.
script would have been better, like people are hating on her just because like the lines
It was
they gave
awkward.
and stuff
Yeah.
were pretty cheesy. It was like kind of more catered to kids. So I think if she was put in a role, with a more serious script, she'd be a pretty good actress.
Right.
Did you guys see the TikTok that was viral of in one of the scenes in there when she's dancing on stage? It's like a green screen and they didn't fix, and like her hand disappears and you can like just see her wrist.
I saw the one where she's like awkwardly saying like this phrase like, "Oh, he pounded me so hard this morning, I couldn't believe it." And everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Was that real?
When they were talking about like study, yeah, it was weird as hell. Oh well, I haven't seen it, so not quite on my list.
I would like to see her in another movie with a more serious role to see how she would do.
She's like opposite DiCaprio.
Yeah.
That's probably her goal.
Dylan, you would hate it.
There's no way in hell I'm touching that with a 10-foot pole. Good God. So, dude, I just started watching Dave last night, season 2. It's solid. I think I'm 4 episodes through.
I still haven't watched it for some reason, but I've watched the first episode. That's it, and I
just did now because it's all out. So I was
okay,
like,
yeah.
let's go.
And would you say it's as good as season 1?
I don't have a judgment yet. I enjoyed watching the last 4. I probably would have binged it if I wasn't so tired last night because I binged it the first time all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I thought the first couple episodes were a little weird with him and
Right.
Benny Blanco, but
Oh my God. Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
kind of comedic genius how it's how they make you feel uncomfortable.
yeah.
Silicon Valley did the same thing where they make you feel frustrated because they purposely, same with Entourage, they purposely never got to the goal that you as the fucking diehard fan wanted them to get to. It's like, God damn it, Vinny, fucking just take the movie role.
Yeah.
Silicon Valley too.
How was Benny Blanco such good friends with Addison Rae? They like
Is
always
he?
do shit together.
Really?
Well, he's really famous because like he's written like so many famous songs that
Right.
like you've heard, and then you don't even
In the
know
background,
who writes
yeah.
it.
Right.
Yeah, like he writes a lot of music. And he's just friends with so many famous people. I don't know how him and Addison Rae became friends.
Well, she's
But-
just into the industry now. Like she's
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, he's produced some songs that I like, or like hip hop songs that I would-
Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
never guessed.
I think he's like written songs for Bieber and like Rihanna.
Right.
And
Bieber was in season 1 as a cameo.
yeah, a few times. They were at his house for
Kendall
that
Jenner
party.
was in season 2.
Yeah.
That was funny. That was an episode 2 on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of good cameos in that show.
Speaking of cameos, I don't know how this show would not be able to get made today, but it was back in 2009. But the cameos in Eastbound and Down have me fucking so weak. It was like Ben from Parks and Rec just being a complete sleazeball. It's like Bob Saget in Entourage. Like it's such a refreshing look at some of the stuff. I think this is when McConaughey finally like took off. They're like, okay, this dude's got fucking range.
So Jack and I started Eastbound and Down. Well, Jack's already seen it, but I watched the first 2 episodes with him the other night, but there weren't any cameos at that point yet.
Oh God.
I was gonna say I didn't think Brennan thought it was that funny.
I mean, I'm not in.
I could
So
tell.
here's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like Trailer Park Boys for some reason. And
I
I
see what
I
you're
don't
saying.
really find that humor that funny. I mean, I still enjoyed it, but I just don't find that humor to be super fun. I don't even know how to describe that humor. But
No, I get what
It's
you're saying.
Danny McBride. You
Yeah.
know, it's just his
Yeah.
it's his flavor is just what you have to accept.
is Danny McBride in Trailer Park Boys?
No, it's Trailer Park Boys is like a whole Canadian. It's like my friends were obsessed with it. I was like, I couldn't get into it. I was like, I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. My dad with British TV was like, this is hysterical. I was like, it was just different with me.
Yeah, like did like the British version of The Office. Have you guys ever watched that?
I've given it a chance.
Same. I never thought that was that funny.
I actually really not. I don't really watch British comedy shows, but like I like British like drama, like cop shows are really really good. Like,
Yeah, I watched Sherlock.
Yeah,
which was great. It was kind of like long form shit.
Yeah, there's some good for sure.
Last thing I watched, and I've got a surprise guest for you guys tonight. Ian Corbett is going to join us at 7:45 Eastern. So coming up, we're going to kind of ask him questions and do tea and show around him. So we'll just wing it. You know how it goes here.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So we'll talk about climate change amongst other things. I watched Only the Brave, which was that firefighter movie. It was crazy. I thought it was going to be Disney, and I didn't realize how, like, you think of your volunteer fireman, some like dude with a beer gut and like a broom mustache, but these firefighters like out west who actually like risk their lives and shit, like they're called hot shots or something, and it's like they're legends, and they just go and fight fires. It was captivating, and what I didn't realize is like, yeah, I see forest fires all the place the last 3 years. It was about a crew of 19 firefighters who just got the wind changed and the fire just cut them off back in 2013 in Arizona. It's like this shit's been going on for a decade.
This was a movie or a show?
Yeah, Only the Brave. It's with Josh Brolin.
Oh,
and Miles Teller actually. Like it's a solid film. I was impressed.
Brendan and I watched 8 movies collectively from Sunday and Monday.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the best. All right.
Great.
Any highlights?
Parasite. Jack saw that for the first time. That was really good. I watched The Fighter with Christian Bale for the first time.
That's great.
Which was great. We watched.
I had a couple firsts. Like
Jack saw Big Short for the first time.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
One of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
We watched a pretty good racing movie called Rush.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's about F1.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, Thor.
Yeah.
I watched American Psycho for the first time.
Oh my God.
I know. I can't believe I hadn't seen any of these.
American Psycho is crazy.
We watched Invisible Man, which was insane.
I don't think I've seen that.
You should
Great
watch.
ending.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah.
And what else? I think that might have been.
Those are some fire.
Wait, is that a horror movie, The Invisible Man?
It's like a
thriller.
I'm out. If you like American Psycho, Jack, have you seen The Machinist?
That's what I wanted to watch.
That was on our list.
But Jack said he didn't fuck with the vibes of it.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, it's Christian Bale. My God.
It's like that's the role where Christian Bale like starves himself. And it's like
he legitimately goes and he's like schizophrenic, but you don't know if he is. It's kind of it's a lot like what's the DiCaprio Shutter Island?
I'm totally all in on that.
I guess here comes a promotional minute. Merch is live. We're almost sold out of our original Wingin It gear, so appreciate that from you guys. I've got Joey in the lab coming up with hats, koozies, lighters. How about golf polos? You like that? Ooh. I threw that on the list too. So more stuff coming in the works too, and you can see where to get that on shop. So I talked with Austin and Brennan about this, and this was shocking. So I just signed up for this. Chartable is basically how advertisers and podcasts figure out their numbers, figure out how they're doing in comparison to other podcasts. So podcasts, the industry is crazy because you see where TV is going and how many people and how many channels are on YouTube, and podcast. The industry is projected to go to 5 billion from currently 2 billion in like 3 years. There are currently 2 million podcasts in the United States of America. Jack Duncan, where do you think the podcast network ranks in America?
Say that one more time. How many?
There's 2 million in America. Where do we rank?
1,581,000.
Okay, Brennan went 1,200,000. Austin went 500,000, I believe. We are 6,358th as of 2 weeks ago, which is outstanding. I mean, that's crazy. We got to get us to 6,000. It's because of you listening in your car, in the gym, in your headphones. Let's keep it going. Tell your friends' friends, etc.
Wait, Dylan, we have to admit that out of those 2 million, probably like 1.5 million are like
which are active.
More, yeah.
Well, I mean, at least it's shit. It's 6,000.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of how many people we could beat out.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
I didn't know what to expect. You know, I kind of saw that the latest chart came through, and we went like the last 3 weeks. We went from 12,000 to 10,000 to fucking all the way into 6,500.
No, yeah. Honestly, even if 1.5 million of those are inactive, that is still pretty surprising.
And think of how many podcasts are going to be created in the next 3 to 5 years. And we've already got our foothold, our audience, but we want to keep on growing it. So we appreciate you, the listener. If you like this show, support us. That's how we get more money and get to keep doing cool shit. We did have a listener come in and ask, who are our favorite YouTubers? Do we have any entries here?
Yeah. Let me go to my my subscribers.
I'm not a big YouTuber, but Austin, what's that guy's name? Graham Stevenson?
Graham Stephan, fuck him.
Graham.
I hate him.
You do hate him? Why?
He's just so fucking
I mean, he's kind of
YouTube.
like a little dweeby ass
so
nerd, but he's
YouTubey.
pretty smart.
Yeah, but he's like so YouTubey. He's like, and don't forget to smash the like button. I'm like, oh my god.
That's the name of the game, though. I just spent 45 seconds on promoing. Hit the like button.
So here's mine. Mine are did Joey ask this?
He did. How'd you know? Yes.
I just figured. My number one's probably Steve will do it.
Oh, really?
And then it's probably just like the Barstool account.
Does he have separate from Nelk Boys?
Yeah. He is.
Okay.
He just gives away cars and money on his other account.
Yeah,
And
I
then
follow the
Nelk
Barstool,
Boys-
the Barstool Sportsbook, Pick Central. I think I do, or maybe that's part of the same.
Yeah, Barstool, the regular one, like they put a lot of shit on their main page.
Right.
I also watch like a bunch of financial shit and
Sure.
like poker stuff. So you probably like Daniel Negreanu. I don't know if you
I know who Daniel Negreanu is. Yes, World Poker Stars 2004 legend. All right, so we're about rolling up to a break, and we've got Jack Duncan with the T, and we're also going to do show around Ian Corbett, who's going to alarm us about climate change. New segment. When was this invented? The pen.
Oh,
Anyone?
I'm gonna go. Oh God, that's tough.
Like a pen?
Like an ink
Like,
pen.
yeah,
Yes,
like you
an
dip it
ink
in the
pen.
ink.
So here's the
wait,
thing.
like a quill pen? Yeah, this
Here's
is
the thing: when
interesting.
they had the like feather and you could dip it into the ink, does that
Yeah, the
are we
quill.
counting that?
Yeah, that
Let's
counts.
see.
Quill? Is it quill or quail pen?
Okay, I'll give you this. It is pre-1900, if that helps at all.
Oh well.
Well, duh.
Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Thanks.
they were.
I would say. I mean,
Okay, ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen.
ballpoint
really?
pen. Okay, ballpoint. I would say.
Was before 1900.
Correct.
Yeah, I would say 1850.
1874.
1849.
1888.
Oh,
Ooh.
Hungarian Argentinian inventor Laszlo Biro. All right, my last one here before we break. Indoor plumbing. Like, could you imagine someone from fucking, 200 years ago, if they traveled to the future, like, wait a second, you can wash your hands and shower in the same room and listen to your music on that fucking thing you're holding in your hand? Like,
I mean,
God,
I know like my grandma like used to have like an outhouse, like didn't have plumbing inside. So
could you imagine?
I know
I would go-
HVAC was like 1910. I'm pretty sure. So it had to have been like, I don't know, 18.
This is also pre-1900s.
I want to say 1850.
1892.
Wait, didn't the Romans have like those systems?
They did have complicated systems. That's right.
Does that count?
It says the 1840s because there was apparently they developed the flushing system around that time, and it was like underdeveloped some areas, and then how the world usually is.
All right, guess when the wheel was invented. Oof. I'm kidding. There's no date.
All right, tell me when we're on.
Okay, nice job, Ian. I just hit record. That is my brother, Ian Corbett, here with us on Wingin' It. Jack Duncan. We're going to do kind of the tea around some interviewing here of Ian, Brendan Duarte, Austin, fresh off of the can here in just a little bit. Ian, a little bit about your background other than being my 16-month younger brother.
I live in DC, where I am now.
Sure.
Me and Dylan used to be from Connecticut, and that's where our family still lives. I work at a nonprofit here for now. We'll see.
You make zero money.
No, I make the most money I've ever made, but it's not that much.
How about that?
What? Yeah. And I'm coming on this podcast to talk about the environment.
Yeah. So you basically were a former environmental, you wanted to be an Egyptologist, which was documented during your childhood. Then you went to protecting the environment, not unlike Marshall from How I Met Your Mother, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not inspired by him, just inspired by how much I like being outdoors. And so I moved to DC to work at a environmental nonprofit to save the trees. And I did that for a year. And I still want to do that with my life. Okay. But currently I'm just biding my time until our government gets their shit together on the issues.
Okay, shots fired. We don't talk politics here. All right, so we're going to intertwine some tea here from Jack D. Let's get caught up here around Ian Corbett, our guest. What did we miss this last week, Jack?
Well, I actually have one thing on here that has to do with climate change on the tea.
Nice,
so we can start with that. It says experts believe animals are shape-shifting due to climate change. I guess evolving like longer beaks, legs, ears to help regulate their body temperatures. I don't know if
does that line up, Ian, with your analysis?
Can I jump in? Yes.
Yeah.
Not just animals, but us. Like our bodies are totally different from what they're used to be. And you ever notice how like people younger than us kind of look even younger than we used to think they do?
Is that just getting old though?
No, that's what I used to think. But you look like a yearbook from the 70s and they all look like fully grown men. And they're like, what the fuck? This is my first crackpot theory of the podcast. I think it's because we all have we're totally inundated with like microplastics and pesticides that our developmental clocks are just slowed. So that's why Dylan looks like a baby, like a Zach Braff baby with no chin.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, the shots are all welcome here on Wingin' It with the wow, Ian came out firing. All right, let's get to some more tea. And then I have 7 prepared questions for Ian, and then off the cuff, always encouraged as well. So if any of you guys have questions for him, just feel free to jump in. Let's get one more tea segment, though.
All right. The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, I thought this was like the Onion article, is opening investigation of why McFlurry machines are always broken at McDonald's.
I saw that.
Sure, I said that when you weren't here and you didn't listen.
You still got to listen to Austin's tea from 3 weeks ago, Jack. How dare you? You hate her.
Austin thinks he knows where my sources are from. He has no idea.
A lot of shade being thrown here in the tea position, but at least someone's doing the people's work. I mean,
but why is it the Federal Trade Commission?
That is,
I guess it's like a trade thing, like trade fixture.
Look, I worked there for a couple years.
That is right.
I can, in fact, confirm that we just wouldn't want to make the ice cream and just said it was broken.
So that's the thing.
Wow, that needs to be clipped up and go viral. That is great. That is former manager on Wildwood Drive, fucking Austin Platts. The BP gas station McDonald's crossover says the ice cream machine was never actually broken. Ian, as a former vegetarian, you're not laying down McDicks too often, are you?
I'm all about McDonald's iced coffee, and I feel like I would get McFlurries more if I knew it was a more reliable option.
Right.
I just don't want to get my hopes up and know that it's not going to work.
Are you a vegetarian or you're a former vegetarian?
Former vegetarian. Again, like trying to be environmentally conscious, I always do it for like a week and then just give up eventually.
Yeah, there's no way I could do that.
It's so hard. I just had Chick-fil-A, so I'm also a bad kid.
So wait, you said that you work at a non-for-profit right now, but you're not sure how long it's going to last.
Yeah,
Why?
it was a temp position. A lot of reasons. I don't want to go totally into it.
Okay.
Not the most functional employee at this point.
Everyone hates their job at some point. We have to. We'll get to this next week. Austin is going through a quarter life crisis. So more to get
I'll
on.
help you out, Austin.
Thanks. We're gonna
honestly, if this works out, I'm switching to fucking this.
Yes. Hey, how about that? Ian, my first question for you: worst place to live in the United States in the next decade?
Everywhere.
Okay, my follow-up is...
Oh, no, I got it. The American Southwest, there's going to be no water. I mean, yeah. The Colorado rivers, like all those dams are shut down. I mean, actually, it's going to be a pretty cool fucking place to live because it's going to be like a whole new world. Like there'll be a whole new canyon. Glen Canyon, which used to be Lake Mead Reservoir, is just going to be a canyon again. It's going to, I mean, it'll be like Mad Max.
Within 10 years?
I would say I would say currently now it's almost unlivable, and it's just going to get worse.
What?
Definitely within 10 years. Yeah.
What would you say? I forget if it's Dylan or Austin that always makes the remark that the city of
Miami is going to be underwater.
Miami's going to be underwater in 10 years or something. What do you? How valid is that?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, yes. I mean, like before, Miami was just an easy target because it's close to the water. It gets hit by a bunch of hurricanes. But now you could probably say that about downtown New York. It could be underwater too.
Oh my God. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. All right. Enough doomsday for the moment. Back to some tea.
All right. We'll rip through 5 quick ones here. The Weeknd dropped a never before seen music video to Can't Feel My Face. It's pretty sweet. Great song. Lil Uzi Vert claims that fans ripped out the $24 million diamond that was in his forehead.
That almost made me pass out hearing about that.
Insane.
And then in the video, it looked like it was gone. I was like staring into his forehead cavity.
Well, that was just weird as hell that he did that in the beginning.
Well, if you've got $24 million glued to your head, what do you expect? Something that's like
people kill elephants for their tusks. What are they going to do if you jump into a crowd with your $24 million diamond?
Yeah.
Wait, I missed it. What'd you say about the diamond?
Someone
ripped it out.
Ripped it out. I'd be going for heads too if I saw him.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
He's
poor. Sad he lost $24 million though.
Yeah, he's pretty sad guy.
The IRS went undercover as a Bitcoin trader in a $180,000 sting under the name Mr. Coins. I don't know what the sting entailed. But
under the name what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Mr. Coins.
What were they trying to do?
I don't know. It just says
Mr. Coins.
Yeah.
That's like walking in with a fake mustache from Party City.
Yeah. Oh, it's on a platform that trades cryptocurrencies for the US dollar and other currencies. So I don't know if that's like.
I saw that that Coinbase, which is like the largest trading platform of crypto, is being investigated by the SEC. But the CEO was kind of like, the SEC is kind of being shady about this shit. Ian, weren't you on Wall Street for a cup of coffee and an internship? How dirty is it?
No, it's not so much dirty as it is like everything. It's kind of just like, it's just like secretive and
it's
stupid.
Business.
It's business. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see much of it. I was just there having fun.
Was there a lot of blow going around the table?
No, see, literally the whole time I was like, I wish this was the fucking 70s. Like I would be having such a fucking fun time if this was the 70s. Yeah.
Damn, no cocaine while you were there?
No.
Not for interns. Just coffee.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You have to get a full-time position for that.
Definitely.
Then they give you your own vial every 2 weeks.
Yeah. You get your first spoon.
All right, some more tea.
Rip another question. I forgot to log into my other draft.
Anyone have one? Otherwise, I've got one.
Well, no, go for it.
Ian, you kind of mentioned it. What is your dream job?
Oh, easy. So they're going to hopefully the next big congressional action on climate change, which fingers crossed will pass this month. We'll set up a civilian climate corps. So that basically just pays young people to go out and fix the horrible environmental damage that's been done. And I just want to do that so badly.
Like clean up the beaches and shit like that.
They haven't figured it out yet, but like what I hope it is just planting a bunch of trees. And what honestly it probably is, because the way that these government programs go is they'll make us like eat nuclear waste or like put pesticides on our bodies to test how much they can give to their fucking crops. But hopefully it's like it's a good thing. And that's what I want to do. I want to be outside planting stuff to fix the environment.
This man went to Washington University with a 36 ACT and he wants to be a gardener. Anyway, Brennan.
So in your opinion, what would you say is like for the average person, what is like the one thing or like two things if the average person did this or stopped doing this, it would significantly decrease?
What can society do?
Yeah.
Just stop taking our economic system seriously. Like it is just
my Schwab account.
No, it's just so, I mean, oh my God, stocks are gonna crash or whatever. But it's just like our economic system is just a death cult at this point that's gonna knock us off a cliff. So the sooner we just take it seriously anymore. And that's like that's the thing is also there's not like an individual action. You can't really not drink out of a straw. Like that's fine. I'm not gonna fault anybody.
Fuck paper straws. Okay, can we say that?
Straws. They're terrible for the environment too.
Really?
That's so funny that's like the big environmental change for the past for the past 10 years. It's just making straws shitty. And it's like
isn't there a word for like what am I trying to say? There's a word for like,
Green?
People saying like, oh, paper straws will, if everyone uses paper straws, it'll fix everything. But in reality, like capitalism is the thing that's actually destroying the environment. Isn't there a word, like some sort of word for that? Or am I
kind of
wrong?
like, is it greenwashing that you're thinking of?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't following that at all. Probably means
paper straws. Fuck paper straws.
Yeah, okay. That's a good transition time. Let's get to some tea without a paper straw.
It would melt.
Yeah, we're back. This is so hard. I just fucking took.
Oh, Jack, you don't have anything else?
No, I have plenty. I just fucking took Eckler and he missed practice today because.
That's right. The fantasy draft is still ongoing.
My second one just started, so I'm like.
Ian, there's no way in hell you've ever played fantasy football. Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Okay, thank you. Carry on.
Okay, Adam Sandler is expected to be added to 2K soon.
That's epic.
Yeah. And he's making a movie on Netflix with the starting five of the 76ers.
What?
I don't know.
With or without Ben Simmons? That's going to be crazy. Did you guys watch Uncut Gems?
Yes. It's a movie I only watched once. There's so much anxiety the whole movie.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was very anxiety ridden, but it was it was not realistic. Like you're not throwing 100K on the opening tip of a playoff game. You can't even bet that.
All right, if you've ever watched The Wire, if you haven't, you should. It's one of the best shows of all time. Omar, Michael K. Williams, known as Omar, passed away from an overdose. He's like one of the best characters on that show. So
this was tough.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Original Black gay character on television. Did a lot for everybody.
How about that? There's a nugget. The Wire. I remember he was a cameo in Community that was super funny. He showed up in some good HBO limited series. Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he was on Boardwalk Empire. And he was actually in Gone Baby Gone for like 5 minutes.
Wait, that's right. Yeah. Well,
really? I don't remember that.
He's like who he goes to, the old cop he goes to meet to ask.
And then he eventually
at the steakhouse.
He kind of tipped him on to what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I remember that.
All right, what else we got here?
Ian, have you seen Gone Baby Gone? We both.
No, and I haven't seen The Wire either.
Oh, jeez, The Wire.
I haven't either. I haven't seen any of that you just said.
So it was
The
funny
Wire
because we
we're
talked
talking
about
about.
this last week where it was Jack and Brennan watched Gone Baby Gone. I happened to watch it at the same time. It's a Casey Affleck, Ben Affleck production, acted and directed in that order. And it's great. It's great. I can't even explain it. It's a psychological thriller.
Really?
Doesn't it have Holly from The Office in it?
It does. Yes.
And
I like her a lot.
she's awful in it. In Gone Baby Gone.
No,
In
no,
terms
she's a
of
good
her
actress.
character.
She's a good actress. Her character.
Yeah,
just-
no, but she's like the worst character you'll
Her
ever.
character's just a shithole. Like,
She's
yeah. I mean, you'll like Jack asked this last week. He's like, "Is Boston kind of like this?"
Oh
And
my God,
you'll
God.
just see, you'll see the language thrown around there.
And then we watched The
2007.
Fighter, and I was like, all right,
Yeah, it's
people
Boston.
are
Mhm.
these people are wild.
All right, some more tea.
Mac Miller passed away 3 years ago yesterday.
Oh my God.
I remember
RIP.
where I was when I heard that news. And it like
Same.
I
I was at Wells Fargo.
I was working at I was bartending.
Wow.
You're gonna say McDonald's. Yeah, that was tough. I mean, Mac Miller was our high school. I mean, that was the jam. I don't know why Mac Miller always reminds me of Mikey Kanan. I know that's a super inside St. Louis reference, but that's Mikey Kanan for me.
Kodak Black is expecting his second child.
Hmm.
Still,
So is Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, I was gonna say the more famous second child. People are going, wait, who's Kodak Black even with? Kylie Jenner is second child, right? They're still not married. Travis Scott and her.
They're not, no. But
Isn't Cardi B? Didn't she just have another kid
She
too?
just had another
yeah,
kid.
her and Offset did.
Is Kylie Jenner's second kid gonna look like the white Asian bodyguard again? Did I have that right? Is that offensive? Ian got a kick out of that.
I don't get the reference.
Oh.
All right, this one's pretty interesting. Jeff Bezos has reportedly started poaching scientists from around the world and is investing in an anti-aging startup in the Altus Labs to like reverse the aging process.
He's
Jack,
just trying to
can you
live
give us-
forever.
Can you give us your Jeff Bezos limited fake laugh from
yeah, he's like, hell yeah.
Thank you. That was on the spot.
I heard about this on Pardon My Take, and they were saying that they think the first person to live to 200 is already alive.
Really? I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
wouldn't doubt it.
Ted Williams'
Wait,
head
wait,
is
wait.
still in a freezer.
The Pardon My Take guys think that, or like,
They were like reporting that.
okay, that would kind of suck to live to 200. I feel like
Jeff
you
Bezos
you
wants
like
to live forever.
like imagine you retire at 65. Eventually, you're gonna run out of money. Like that's
kidding.
135 years of.
It's true.
Dude, but what
not
about
having
those
income.
people, like those like Asian people in the mountains that people like claim live till they're like 150? Like, already?
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, is there any truth behind that?
And they don't even know how old they are.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I don't know. If I
Ian,
buy
you
that.
could jump in whenever and stop vigorously nodding, but your thoughts?
Another crackpot theory.
Okay.
I think that Jeff Bezos is going to succeed.
In like aging, yeah.
Yes.
Being immortal.
Because he has so much fucking money. He has nothing to do. And he's just going to keep doing this until he lives forever. But I mean, like, first he's going to try and make his body like hotter. He's going to get like a hair transplant and then just weird organ shit.
I feel like he could have gotten a hair transplant if he wanted. I feel like our technology is advanced there. I mean,
So
Brian,
Elon
look at
Musk
Brian
said-
Urlacher.
Is that another St. Louis?
We should do a game with Ian. Like, I just say NFL football players, and
I
Ian
should be Googling on this.
has to let us know what
Yeah.
their profession is.
Is this a high school friend or is this a famous NFL player?
Yeah. Is he? Does he play the flute, or was he a former middle linebacker? Ian, I've got a question to interject here before we get back to the tea. What do we need to know that we have not asked?
About what?
Climate change in general.
Oh. Why the fuck we're not doing anything?
Yeah. And that's
Well, what
nobody's
can we
fault.
do?
Like, Biden's just. Yeah.
Isn't it mainly the factories? Or
But
well, it's gasoline, it's carbon emissions.
But didn't Biden say that we have a goal of going 50% sun energy by 2050?
And that'll help, Ian, but isn't it too late? Like, we should have been doing this when Gore was up for election.
I know. That's the thing that really gets you, is when you think back to 2000, you're just like, we were so fucking close. Like, what would have happened if we didn't have 8 years of like a bozo and we had somebody,
we wouldn't have had Iraq. 537 votes is an HBO documentary you should watch. Yeah. It's incredible.
There's also the movie with Laura Dern where she plays like the really nutcase Secretary of State in Florida. So it all comes back to Florida. It's the state that just fucked us. But what was I going to say? Oh, so what I like want to emphasize about climate change is the solutions are there. They're easy and they're going to make everybody's life so much better once we
Except straws.
Except straws. No, that's the thing. We just don't. It's just because
it's just too much money. Too much money involved. No one's trying to.
True. But that's the thing with the amount of money that we have in the country. It's like, what are these people even doing with this money? Jeff Bezos is trying to like make his old rickety body live forever. Why? Like, we could spend that fucking money just doing so much amazing things for the United States and everybody. And instead it's just centralized in these like weirdos who do it either to like just have like these weird things that they spend a ton of money on.
Sure.
So that's the thing, is that's a really crazy thing, is we've had so many chances to really swing and knock this fucking problem out of the park. And every single time we get close, there's just some complete nonsense thing in the works. Like, I'll get into Joe Manchin later.
Like politics, yeah.
Yes, it's just crazy. That's so living in DC, you really can see like whoever came up with this system was so fucking stupid.
You can swear on this podcast. It's already.
I just don't say the word retarded because I feel bad saying it.
Yeah, we cannot say that.
No other way to say it is to describe it. Like, I just don't understand who came up with this. It's so bad.
All right, Ian, we're gonna have to have you back and apologize next week, Austin. Anyway.
I feel bad for saying that. My heart goes out.
Trust me, I've already been canceled 7 times.
Yeah.
Would you say the best way is just to promote awareness to it? And eventually it'll get its way up the ladder.
True, but how much more awareness can you get than New York being fucking flooded like that? Like, that is just the visual.
That's my question. Piggybacking off of that, what is the craziest thing you've seen this year? Because I vote the subways flooding in New York City.
That was crazy. You see the videos of it?
That's happened twice in the last month.
Yeah.
This is what really freaked me out. So back when that like heat wave happened in the Pacific Northwest, like normally, like a lot of times climate scientists are a very meek people. So they will say just like a little fact. But whenever they're like saying something like, oh, we're all doomed, they'll really caveat it with, oh no, like unless we do this, unless this stuff happens, like they'll always make sure not to say that we're really fucked. This summer, they said we're fucked.
Yeah, the climate report. Yeah, I saw that.
But they said, so when that heat wave hit, they were like, this should not happen. Like, none of our models predicted a heat wave this bad to happen this soon. And yet it did.
It happened like a decade sooner than expected.
So quick. And you don't see these people sweat because they're just boring scientists or whatever. They fucking freaked.
I want a one-word answer from this, and then we'll get straight to tea after this from me and Corbett. Is Interstellar, a movie that was made in 2014, talking about where the New York Yankees are traveling through a cornfield because we're that advanced in the future, and the Dust Bowl is inheriting people's lungs that they need to find another planet? Is that eventually going to happen to Earth? Yes or no?
If we're lucky, yes. I love Interstellar. I think
if
it's
we're
great.
Lucky.
If we're lucky, we'll have enough time to, I don't know, fix our shit.
Sorry, I guess a less complicated question is, do you think our planet's doomed?
No.
Okay. In our lifetime?
No. I think what the climate crisis is it's going to be just a bonkers thing. So like
it's going to hurt the poor and kind of not affect the rich if you have the means.
I mean, it already is doing that. I mean, right. That's what it's happening. But I mean, I think like that's the thing about like, they kind of know how bad it's going to be. They don't know how weird it's going to be.
Sure.
So we've just had a lucky time of having like a stable climate that like makes sense to us for the past 25 years or however old we are. that's gone.
Yeah.
Like that is just that, like we just don't have that luxury anymore. We're gonna have like growing seasons that don't make sense. We're gonna have horrible events that we've never seen before. And that's just the start. And then like that's the thing, is like eventually we'll like try and learn to live with it, and we'll try and figure out ways to really fix this shit. But like if we wanted to avoid that thing, we had to do 20 years ago, and we did it.
Oh well, let's keep on living, and let's live with some
Well,
more
yeah,
tea.
no reason not to. I mean, it's like how lucky we are to see a really crazy world. Like it's I mean, like the thing that's nice is you kind of see chickens come home to roost for some of these real idiots.
What the?
For some of these real idiots in the 80s who came up with this economic system, is they were so gung-ho about this being the way that America succeeds, and in fact it's destroyed the world. And eventually they can't hide anymore, and that's the part that's fun.
I feel pretty good to be in Central America. So I mean, I feel like a lot of people are going to start migrating.
That's from like Mexico.
Yeah.
Great Lakes region is going to be probably safe. And I love, like, I get off to just being crazy about climate change. Obviously, it's probably not going to be that bad. I just like being nuts and thinking about the crazy shit that's going to happen. There's also just a chance that it's just kind of weird. And like, we just get a bunch of hurricanes, but we learn how to adapt, and we're not fucked. We're actually just fine. But
that's fair. I did not need your sexual preferences there involved in that reaction, but
what did I say?
Getting off to environmental lectures.
No, yeah. It's just kind of like once you start like being like, oh, we're fucked, then you can't stop saying we're fucked, even though sometimes we're not that fucked. That's why climate scientists are really good, because they moderate us. We need to be moderated.
Of course. All right. Yeah. I'm moderating you. Let's get back to Jack.
Thanks.
All right. El Salvador becomes first country to adopt Bitcoin as national currency. The market tanked yesterday, and their president tweeted, "We're buying the dip."
Yeah, this was a conspiracy. This was 100. I saw this in the works. They like, as soon as the first countries like, and I saw McDonald's and Starbucks in El Salvador was like, yeah, let's go. We're doing this. It dipped. Everyone bought back the shares. It's still going up.
So wait, but the El Salvador bought it when it was really high. It was like it had just hit 52,000.
It had just hit 50K, and then
after they bought it is when it dipped, right?
But it only went down to like what, 46K, and now it's still going back up. I mean, heady play. But
I don't know if it is back up today. I mean, down 6K over the course of 12 hours kind of sucks.
I'm down like 1/5 my net worth.
Bro, is Opti gonna survive? That thing is down to 3 cents now.
I sold all of my Opti.
Are you still in Opti, Austin?
I mean, I put $120 in it. Now it's worth a stick of gum.
Dude, at 4 cents, I still had $1,000 in it somehow, and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm putting this in the chain link." So I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out too.
I told people to get into CAN at like $30, and now it's at like $9, so I can't even pay it.
Ian, are you in crypto?
Yeah, I got Doge.
That's he's a Dogecoin guy. Didn't that tank recently too?
I don't know. I stopped watching. I had Doge back when it was 0.00001, and then I was like, "This is kind of stupid."
Wait, like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And then you sold. Yeah.
I had like maybe like 100, or I don't know, some ridiculous number. I'm like, "This is stupid." I just love that.
Dude, my God, you would have saved the environment if you just held on.
Damn.
All right, let's run through the tea here and wrap up Winging It. Again, thanks to Ian Cord for being our guest, and
thanks for having me.
Terrible.
All right.
No, we're gonna be fine, and lots of people will be fine.
Okay.
We just like maybe we won't. I have no fucking clue. We'll see.
All right. Certified Lover Boy outstreamed Donda in just 3 days.
Lame.
So I guess we see who's winning.
Wait a second. What did you just say? Are you
lame.
You're on Kanye's fucking side?
Yeah, I like Donda.
Okay.
I really
Interesting.
like it.
You
Also,
didn't like Drake's album?
Chant.
Yeah. Oh my. I mean, I get it was hit to his mom's heartbeat or last heartbeat, but how are you going to start the album like that?
I skipped Donda chant.
I mean,
my thing
I think we all did.
Yeah. My thing with Donda is I'm just impressed he made anything. I thought it would be literally him. I thought the whole album would be Donda chant with him like pissing or something. And I'm like, wow, there's like music in this album. And I'm like, this is great. I think Certified Lover Boy is lame as hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. The car that Tupac was murdered in is going on auction, so you can own the car he got shot in.
What?
Like,
Who owns it now?
I don't know.
How was that not in like a museum or something?
Yeah, I don't know. They're auctioning it off though. Brittany's dad has said he wants the conservatorship to be ended altogether.
I had trouble
Really?
following this. I thought it was over, but I guess there was some legal
They were like
stipulation.
petitioning, but now he's just
Now it's
ended.
officially over. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel bad. Like she should have had a full day. I felt like her celebration day of her being free was kind of split in half. I don't know.
Definitely. But at least she's free.
Yeah.
She is free now. All right. We got here. Sorry, I'm literally up next, and then I can just keep talking. All right.
Are you guys in my survivor pool? Dylan, are you in it? Or
I
Aaron?
am. Yeah, I have been for the last 3 years.
I'm in it.
Really? It starts tomorrow. Well, you can pick by Sunday, but
Dude, I feel like it's a tough week to pick. Oh my
It is.
God. I might go down. Yeah.
but you get one mulligan.
Yeah. Thank God. I still don't think I've ever made it past like week 6 or 7 though.
I haven't either.
No, I haven't.
All right. Here we go. We'll rip through it here. So billionaire, former Walmart executive plans on building a $400 billion city in one of the deserts here that is all going to be self-sustainable.
Elon Musk has talked about this too, right? It's kind of like I think there was an old movie about it. It's just like Cyberverse or something, Cybertown.
You gotta like that, right, Ian?
No.
But it's self-sustainable.
Yeah, but we could do that with our regular cities. for,
Ian,
like,
is Bitcoin healthy? I keep seeing all these different reports.
that it uses a lot of energy. Yeah,
Right.
but there's nothing inherently wrong with using a lot of energy. It's just burning fossil fuels to make
Okay.
that energy. So totally, it could be totally legitimate.
It's probably the gas companies trying to deflect the blame onto a
Oh.
different,
it's probably the U.S. government trying to not let us switch
alarm
over.
people.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this chip shortage over here. Don't look in the sky.
Oh my God, I know.
All right. I can just rip through the rest here real quick. The Apple car might be revealed by the end of the year. Apple's going to come out with a car.
I
So
forgot about that.
looks
Yeah.
pretty futuristic. Okay. And we'll get into some suggestions. There's a cool Led Zeppelin documentary coming out about their very first gig called Becoming Led Zeppelin. There's a new trailer out for the Many Saints and New Work.
I saw it. It was awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
And it was better. It was better than the first trailer.
Yeah. Adam McKay, who made The Big Short and Step Brothers, the teaser came out for his movie Don't Look Up with Jonah Hill, Leo, Meryl Streep, Jennifer Lawrence, Kate Blanchett, Ariana Grande, Kid Cudi. It's about two low levels astronomers trying to go to the president and tell him that there's an asteroid coming for Earth, and it's like satire. And Meryl Streep is the president, and Jonah Hill plays her annoying son / chief of staff, and it looks pretty fucking funny.
It's actually kind of about climate change too, like the undertones about it. Adam McKay is he's one of my favorites. Yeah, The Big Short, which Jack, you said you just watched for the first time.
Yeah, it was killer.
He's genius. Awesome. He tackles great complicated subject matter and makes it into layman's terms and also enjoyable.
Yeah.
I just read that this was the first movie that Leo makes like in the present day since like the 90s or something. Because he's like in The Revenant.
Oh yeah, and he's in
Yeah.
like the Wolf of Wall Streets in the 80s and stuff.
Yeah,
Wow,
Inception's in the future.
A Hollywood movie.
Yeah, Titanic. That's cool. All right. I wanted Dylan for this one because it's sports, but Dennis
I'm
Rodman.
in. I'll jump in.
Dennis Rodman. All right, Dylan's back.
Did I hear sports?
Yeah, a Dennis Rodman film is being created that covers that Vegas trip during the 1998 finals where they had to fly in and find him. So they're going to make a movie about that weekend. That'll probably be sick.
That'll be sweet with Carmen Electra. I just saw he was on the Full Send podcast. Is that a new podcast that they did just kind of offer their brand, Austin?
Yeah, it's pretty new. I'd say it's
Yeah.
a month old.
Wasn't Shaq on there as well?
Mm-hmm.
They've had Bob Menery. They've had Dana White on.
Bob
How
Menery
old?
runs it with them.
Dana White? Oh, Bob Menery does? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
How
Rodman
old
was
is
like
Kyle and Steve?
22, 23.
Are they really? Okay, wow.
I think Kyle might be a little older.
Rodman was like talking about how like he has kicked it with Putin and
Yeah, and Trump.
and
Kim
Kim
Kim Jong Un.
and
Yeah, he went to North
Kim
Korea.
Jong-un. All right. What other? Oh, there's a new movie on Netflix coming out called The Guilty with Jake Gyllenhaal, where he plays a 911 operator who scrambles to save a distressed caller.
Dude, I
Trailer.
watched the trailer. It's sick.
It does look
Really?
sick.
Wow.
I gotta send you it.
Platts tonight. Actually, The Circle has new episodes.
I love the circle.
Really?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Again? I
it's
feel like
so
they
good.
just came out with it.
yeah. Oh, and then one thing I forgot that was not movies is on Saturday, Trump is calling
Yes.
the Evander Holyfield fight, like a boxing match. He's commentating.
He's commentating on, Evander with a nice right hook. He's literally just doing it. That was a terrible impression. I'm sorry I even brought that to air.
Is he back? He's on
about
Fox
that?
News and shit.
Dude, I what I'm gonna say is he's being very smart if he wants to run again in 2024.
Yeah. And then last thing, a new documentary is coming out about one of the most dangerous Hitler allies who escaped to Spain and became an advisor to world presidents.
Fuck. Cool.
So that's interesting. And then Project X is coming to Netflix, which is just a classic.
Oh, God, Ian, you told me, has everyone here seen White Lotus? I've seen mixed reviews. Ian, you said you loved it.
Yeah, nobody saw White Lotus.
I saw it. I loved it.
It was so good.
Really?
Yeah.
Any recommendations that we might have missed, Ian?
Nothing recently. I'm on a horror kick. Does anybody have any horror movies for me?
Have you seen Hereditary?
Yeah, I love Hereditary. Have you
Okay.
seen Midsummer?
Yeah, I didn't think Midsummer was that great though.
Really, I
It
like.
wasn't very scary to me.
Yeah,
I heard
like
it was
it.
supposed to be the
Terrifying.
craziest, like the scariest shit ever.
So weird.
It was. It had a different vibe to it for sure.
We're about to run out of time.
Yeah.
Appreciate the homies. Appreciate the brother, Ian Corbett. This is
See you
Winging
soon,
It.
buddy.
We'll talk. Yeah, see Ian Corbett tomorrow. I'll be in DC. We'll be sitting home plate behind the Baltimore Orioles. Take care. We'll talk to you next week.